Hello everyone. I actually got asked the other day by a few people about the new YouTube policy and will it affect my channel. And I've sort of already done videos on this, but I thought I'd do another one seeing as it's sort of in the news now. So if you didn't know, YouTube they say they haven't changed it, but they sort of have. They've, or at least made the rules stricter on what's advertiser friendly content. So if you're like most channels and you monetize your videos to get a little bit of extra cash, because only the big channels make enough to live off it, but for most people it just helps you sort of, get a little bit of extra money in. It's quite good to monetize videos, and then, you get a little bit of money for every sort of few views on your video. So I thought I'd do a video on this sort of thing. So basically lots of big channels are saying, oh no, I've lost my monetization, and YouTube have disabled it. And I've been having a look at their rules and some news articles about it. And you'll probably remember that I've already said about this a few times with losing monetization on gas mask videos. And for me, this has been going on since about January. But it's only affecting the big channels now, so it's only been made into the news. Because obviously, when it's like channels like ours, it doesn't matter. But we're going to read through what their rules are that you have to abide by, and then we'll say if it affects my channel or not. Because I'm hoping most of the stuff won't, but some of these are a bit dodgy. And I have a bit of a cold, so apologies if my voice is a bit weird or I'm breathing a bit heavily. So, content that is considered inappropriate for advertising, content that is considered not advertiser friendly includes but is not limited to, okay, here we go, sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humour. Well, that doesn't affect my channel, but the bit where it says sexual humour, that's quite restrictive to a lot of videos, so you can't make any sort of sex jokes whatsoever by the sound of this. Violence, including displays of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. So it's saying no videos where people actually get hurt or ISIS type stuff. Now, that doesn't bother me, but it doesn't say if it's fictitious violence or not, because I don't see why lots of big channels can get away with violent TV shows type stuff, and then smaller channels can't make the same thing if it's fictitious. But obviously for real violence, yeah, this isn't live leak, that's fine to be kept off of YouTube. Inappropriate language, including harassment, swearing and vulgar language. So basically I can't swear in any of my videos. I rarely do, but that seems very restrictive. Not to actually be able just to swear slightly, that they can do on TV and whatever all the time. You can swear and you can get a PG rating on a lot of films, so it seems odd that YouTube can't have any swearing. Promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling and abuse of such items. Well, the drugs bit wouldn't bother me, but what about where I talk about things like zombie knives? They're a regulated substance, aren't they? So I can't talk about, but this is the really bad one, really. Controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. So by the sound of that, you can't talk about anything related to war or politics. Nothing. And the bit I really don't like is where it says controversial or sensitive subject matters and events. Who decides that? How do you know what's controversial and what's not? Because somebody somewhere is always going to take offence to something you say. That's, the way the world is now. That people can't just, think, I believe in this and other people are allowed to believe in that. No, everybody has to on purposely get offended by what other people say. And then complain about it. Because that's all they do in it now. So, if any of the above describes any portion of your video, then the video may not be approved for monetization. If monetization is approved, your video may not be eligible for all available ad formats. Well, that's fair enough, to say that some advertisers wouldn't want to advertise on some content, but others would. YouTube reserves the right to not monetize a video, as well as suspend monetization features on channels that repeatedly submit videos violating our policies. You see, this is the bit I really don't like, because it's basically saying they can turn off money on all your videos if you continually violate it, but the rules are so vague, I have no idea if I'd be violating it or not. Because when we get to that one that says controversial or subjective or sensitive subjects, that is so subjective that I can think of loads and loads and loads of channels that could be breaking that or may not be, because they haven't specified. And this is what I was saying about not wanting to do loads of gas mask videos anymore. If these keep getting flagged, I don't want to lose my channel, about it. So they said they've not changed the rules, but it has been getting worse recently. and they have made it slightly easier to appeal it, and I've said that I think nearly every time I've appealed a video they've always said yes, it's fine. But then what will happen is sometimes a bit later on the system auto flags it again and I have to go through the whole process, and by that point I end up just normally giving up. So yeah, I don't like this, even though I don't break most of these rules. I don't like how vague it's worded. I mean, it's Google or YouTube's platform. They can do what they want because it's their website and you have to agree by the rules because you're using it. I understand that, but this is very, very vague. And I'd wonder why Google would choose to do this when so many of their big channels that rake in lots of money for them do these things, and then they're going to, a massive amount, can't say that, I have to go back and censor it, they are going to annoy lots and lots of people who use their, services. So, that's my thoughts on it anyway. I don't think this is a good update at all. But as I've said, this has been affecting me since January, so for about 8 months now, 9 months. It's not a new thing, or as much as it's now turning up in the news. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, it's a bit of a scary update because they've not actually specified in detail what you can and can't make, and it's very vague over what could get you in trouble. So that's my update on it anyway.